I've really been doing all sorts of side projects lately, going from theme to theme, whether it be cathedral-esque stone buildings or barns like the one behind me. But one specific theme and subject has fascinated me in the last month or so, that being space. And just from being inspired online, I found myself kind of going down a rabbit hole of learning about space and the history behind things like the moon landing. This eventually led me into even going to a space museum in real life, and these are some pictures I took. This is the Saturn V rocket, the rocket that landed men on the moon. And seeing its scale up close and personal really inspired me to want to build it in Minecraft for a firework rocket shop. I learned a lot too while I was there, all the history of the rocket and the space race, but one thing I want to know before I actually build it is, how does the Saturn V work? Luckily, I've managed to find an expert on anything rocket related to help explain. Alright, so if you want to introduce yourself and what you do.
Online, I go by Rocketman1234, but I'm known as Cody to a little bit of a larger audience. I am an aerospace engineering student, but also a rocket launch commentator for NASA Spaceflight, which is a space news organization. And so I cover rocket launches, and I'm doing writing for video scripts and stuff like that.
Alright, so do you want to cover how the Saturn V works bottom to top?
Yeah, of course. So the first stage consists of 5 F1 rocket engines, which are the most powerful single nozzle rocket engines ever built. The first stage held 4.5 million pounds of fuel and would expend all of that fuel in just 2 minutes 48 seconds. So the goal of the first stage is to get the rest of the vehicle much higher into the atmosphere where there's less atmospheric drag. The second stage, called the S2, is a smaller stage that was powered by 5 J2 rocket engines. This stage was helped get the rest of the vehicle even further along towards space, nearly into orbit, but not quite. The vehicle was so heavy that it needed both these stages to just barely get it into space. And then being up to the third stage, which was powered by a single J2. It was called the S4B. That was the stage that would allow the command module and lunar lander to enter low Earth orbit and then enter the translunar injection burn, which would send both the crew module and the lunar lander off towards the moon. After the S4B uses all of its fuel to put the command module and lunar module into the translunar injection burn, 4 payload-faring petals would open up on top of the stage, revealing the lunar lander. These petals were used to protect the lander from aerodynamic forces during flight. So once in the vacuum of space, they would open up, and then the upper command and service module would separate, turn around, and redock with this lunar module, pulling it away from the S4B upper stage as they ventured further and further closer to the moon. Above the lunar module contained the command and service module. Now, the command and service module is broken up into 2 pieces. There was the actual pod, which held people in it during launch, and then there was the fuel and motor section that would actually provide power and propulsion during flight. On the very top of the rocket is the launch escape system. Now, this was actually a very small rocket motor that would secure to the crew capsule. In the event of something going wrong on the vehicle, they could pull the crew capsule safely away from the rest of the vehicle, saving the lives of the crew in the event of disaster. The Saturn V was a feat of engineering that allowed us to explore further into the solar system than we ever thought possible. Using the Saturn V, NASA was able to land 6 times on the surface of the moon, planting the first footprints and flags on the surface.
So now we know how the rocket works, we can build it. Alright, so we're here in Shopping District. This is the site we're going to build the rocket on over here. And I've already gone ahead and collected my materials for the entirety of the rocket. Because I figure you guys don't really want to see me collect materials for half an hour in the video. So I just kind of do it off camera. But you'll see here that I've gotten all different assortments of different materials here for everything I need, pretty much. I mean, some of these are completely full of random stuff, too. But everything serves a purpose on this rocket. So I don't think I'm gonna waste any more time, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and start building up the Saturn V rocket. Alright, so you'll see here in all its glory, the rocket is now all the way built. It's got all its nighttime lighting and everything. You'll notice some small details too, like the redstone lights blinking. I got Tommy to do that. He's pretty good at redstone, but I just kind of want to go over a bunch of the little details and stuff I've done. You'll see it's on these crawler tracks, which in real life are actually I don't know the exact name of them, but they use these to roll out the rockets onto where they launch them usually. But I believe it's the biggest like moving land vehicle ever. But here, let me go over some of the stuff here. It is to scale. It's like I think it's 111 blocks tall, exactly the rocket is. But here, let's see if there's some things I can talk about. Let me sleep first, actually, though, so I can properly see. So first thing you'll see is I've done some sort of shading on the side of the rocket. There's lighting. We're going from these warmer tones of white, from like snow block down to stone brick. Snow block actually is the most white block in the game. It's the brightest white in the game. So we're going from a very bright white all the way to this gray with some kind of cooler blue tones in the middle, which help a lot to give that effect that this side is kind of like a shadow. Yeah, this thing took ages to. The tower was exceptionally annoying because of all of the different parts. Like, you have to place all those levers and everything in there and all those stuff. But the way to get in the rocket shop is going to be there's going to be a water column here that then leads you up to there, and then inside of the rocket in there will be where you buy rockets. I haven't really figured out a way to get in from the bottom yet, but we'll sort that out. But yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of details packed into this thing. There's coral fans, grindstones, all different sorts of different blocks that are used in it. Let alone not even just like the arms have a ton of detail as well packed in. Like there's tripwire hooks on it, stuff like there's some crazy different materials that are used on this. One annoying thing is that right there is some hanging signs if I go closer, but when you're far away from them, they don't really render, which is a little annoying. But it's not like a huge deal. It's fine. But yeah, the last thing to do with this rocket is just to launch it. So I think we're gonna go ahead and launch the rocket.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we are well on our way to the moon. Thanks for the lift. For the viewers at home, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe as it helps me to keep making videos like this. And if you want to see the schematic for the rocket, a new pack is up on my Buy Me a Coffee link down in the description and on my YouTube page. The pack includes the Saturn V, the space station, and the never-before-seen lunar lander. But this has been Builds by Zay. Bye-bye now. Apollo over.